Today I'm wrapping up my Happy Flowers vlog, and wait till you see what just arrived from the Fat Quarter shop.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Worries on my mind, it's been a tough week. My life feels a void. There's something that I need. My supplies on the table, I grab a comfy seat. I need to craft to put my mind at ease. Crafting changed my life, it mends my soul. In my happy space, I'm in full control. It's crafting time, craft my troubles away. Give me a world of color to brighten up my day. Crafting videos on, searching what I can do. Sipping on my drink, feeling inspired.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there on this lovely Friday, yay day, yay! Alrighty, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with Gifts HQ, and on this channel, we do just about everything under crafting. From knitting and crocheting, we do decoupage, we do quilting and sewing and so much more. And we just really have a good time and just share all kinds of tips, tricks. We did some demos. Today we're going to do a little unboxing. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really enjoy having you guys with me on this hour. And we just, we just have a fantastic time. Get a little giggle in your day. Why not, right? Let's see who we have out there with us today. Alrighty, I see Bettina. Good morning to you. We've got Nancy from Boston. We've got our friends from Canada. Good morning to you. Judy Bauer, good morning. Thanks for joining. Oh boy. Let's see. We've got Deborah Meek. Good morning from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Awesome. We've got Lori from Virginia. Good morning. We've got Melissa from East Texas. Deborah Bile. Oh gosh. It's 50 degrees with a high of 60. Okay, it's getting a little better, I guess, in Ohio. That's awesome. Okay, and we've got Keisha from Tennessee. We've got Robin's Quilt Basket. We've got Sue Galvin. We've got Jaws Mom from Virginia. We've got Georgette from Tennessee. Good morning to you. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. Marge from Wisconsin. Baker McFake is with us today. Let's see, we've got 2 Dalmatians. Awesome. And you're new here and you found the channel when you got your Addy machine. Well, awesome. Thanks for joining, and I hope you have a fantastic time. We've got our welcoming community that's out there, and guys, I hope you welcome the 2 Dalmatians in. So, all right, hope you enjoy yourself. Deborah, good morning to you. JBL, good morning. Kyle Lord, good morning from Louisiana. We've got Barb from Illinois. We've got Robin's Quilt Basket from Maryland. We've got Jenny Owens, good morning. We've got Faith, I'm sorry, I can't see the thing. Faith Hugs from Alabama. We've got Faith Hughes, sorry. Joyce Adams, good morning to you. Cindy Ball, good morning. Oh, you're here in Florida in the house. Awesome, yay. Oh, enjoy that warm weather. River Rose, good morning to you. Melinda, good morning, and so many more. Thank you guys all for all of your support. I truly appreciate it. If I missed your name, I'm sorry, but we'll keep going through the chat and I may pick it up later on. So the way we start every single chat, every single session here, we start off with a little toast. So let's go ahead and start that today. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning. This is how we start every session, right? Coffee, tea, soda, water, it doesn't matter what you have. There's no judgment here ever. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup. Let's go ahead and just, let's just toast to having a fantastic weekend. And I'm hoping to have a little time in my craft room. So hope you guys have a great weekend on this Friday. Now, if you don't have a cup, no worries, because I will pour you a cup. So let's go ahead and pour that cup for them there. There you go. Okay, go ahead and raise those nice and high and go ahead and grab a little swivel. Yes, cheers, Barbara. Okay. Oh, it's great to start that off in the morning. I like to have my ice cold water because, I'm in Florida, so, it's kind of hot. Alrighty, yes, cheers. Yay, 2 Dalmatian, cheers. Awesome. Okay, well, why don't we just go grab some snacks right away, okay? Because we've got some hungry crafters out there. We need to feed them. So let's go grab some snacks. We're going to roll out our food truck because, it's Friday and we got a lot of stuff in that truck. So because it's Friday, we've got all kinds of goodies in there. Anything that you can imagine is in that truck. We've got all kind of danishes and croissants, and we even got biscotti in there, and some coffee and tea and soda, water, anything that you want. We've got kales and carrots for the healthy folks, and we've got our unicorns going across. Why not, right? So hope you grabbed all of your snacks. Go ahead and make that line. And gosh, yeah, Sue, some warm cinnamon rolls. That would be really tasty. Yes, go ahead and grab yourself some. Okay, go ahead and grab your snacks, then get yourself into your nice little cozy spot or a safe place to watch because we're ready to begin. And guys, we've got quite a number of things to get through. So let's kind of go through, we're going to go through a little bit of a review. So if you haven't watched this week, we have started on a brand new quilt. And so we are working off of Quilter's Cottage. This is a Lori Holt quilt here that you can make. This is the pattern. It comes in this book, and you can get this from Fat Quarter Shop. Link is in below, and we are working on the quilt. It is a very large quilt, and we're taking this piece by piece, but there are sub projects that you can do with the quilt. So we've been working all week on our happy flowers. So you see our little flowers going across here, and you can also make this into a table runner. So either way, you can, have a lot of fun with this pattern because there's tons of things that you can make with it, okay? So yesterday, we finished up our final block, and you can see here, this is the last one that I did finish up last night. So we have the red flowers that are kind of oriented with a piece, or I should say fuchsia, with a piece on the top, and then you have the blue flowers that have the pieces on the bottom. Okay, so let's lay them out real quick on the overhead and we can see what they look like. So I'm just going to grab them here. I'm just going to lay out a couple of them. I just want you to be able to see what it's going to look like when you have it laid out either on the quilt or on the table runner. So if you are doing the table runner, you may want to put the border on the top and the bottom so that they are all, you know, lined up here. But when you're doing the quilt, it is something like this, which is the reason why that border is on the top and on the bottom on the blue ones. So, you know, you have to pick out which color flower you want to have a little bit lower than the other two. So obviously I'm going to pick one where my contrasting color is offsetting, and so it's a little bit lower than the other two on the side. So this is kind of what they look like, and then you'll continue to do 3 more on the other side. And so you can either make that table runner that you've been wanting, or you can continue on with the quilt. So these are the flowers. They're all set and ready to go. These blocks are done. And so now I am ready to just kind of take these and go to the next step. Now, we're not following the book page by page because remember, we are picking our own fabrics right from our stash. So I thought it would be better to start with the flowers on the bottom to help kind of jumpstart and pick out your fabrics to see what's going to kind of give you that overall look when you're picking your color palette out. So these are all picked out. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our trees right here. We've got also the cobblestones, and then the fence, and then of course we've got this big house here. Now the house has a ton of cutting instructions in there, so I'm going to try to make my cuts over the weekend because it is quite a lot, so I will try to get that together. In the meantime, I did start to go ahead and I have, see if I can lift it up here, I have my other design board. And you can see here, I've got all of my cuts or most of my cuts for the little trees. And the little trees, it's called the flowering tree block. So we'll have all of that set up and ready to go. So this is all cut up here. I'm just going to keep going. I still need to subcut this one here, but the rest of them for the most part are done. So I've got my background fabrics, the tree itself, which is a pretty large piece that needs to be subcut, and then you've got the tree trunk and whatnot. These are going to be the fabrics that I selected that represent the grassy area. So it's kind of like the 3 little lumps here on the bottom. So you want something a little bit contrasting to kind of pop. So that's something you'll want to consider when you are selecting your fabrics. You're going to want to look at these 3 as well as this big one right here. So that's what I've done so far last night, and was able to get that out of the way. So I'm happy about that because I do want to start cutting for the house because the house does have a ton of cuts, like I said. Okay, so that's where we are in terms of this project, and this project's going to keep moving along. Like I said, it is a very large quilt, so we're going to be doing this little piece here, but I thought if I pause a little bit, I know some people were just getting their books and it just arrived in the mail, so I figured that way you have this weekend to kind of catch up, and then we'll be back on Monday and we'll be tackling another block there. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of time to kind of get your fabrics together and get yourself some cutting done. Okay, so we have some unboxing to do. Yay! We love unboxing, right? So let's go ahead and grab that. Let me move over. I've got like a couple things on top here. Here we go. The little box here from Fat Quarter Shop. And pretty excited about this one because we've got some new stuff coming in here. Oh, you're still waiting on your book, Georgia? Yeah, I figured that. So hopefully, if you get it over the weekend, you can get started on some of the, or if you want to kind of jumpstart on some of the cutting, you may want to watch maybe on Monday or so, I think is when we started the block. And so you may want to check to see if there's anything you can kind of jumpstart, maybe select your fabrics, do some of the cutting or something like that. Maybe you can do that a little bit ahead of time. But I hope you get it soon. Okay, but this will give you guys a chance to kind of catch up. Now, I also doing this unboxing, but I'm also just kind of letting you know this is something else that I'm going to be doing. So if you want to do that with me, then you can go ahead and get this as well. So let me see, I'm going to grab, I've got to open it up here. And I always get nervous about opening these boxes because I think, oh, if I cut it too deep, I might cut the fabric, but I know that's not the case here. All righty, we ready? Here we go. Let's open this up. Okay. So we've got some packaging material. So let me, I'm going to kind of stick this a little bit to the side here. Let me just hold that for a second. I'm going to scoot Miss Molly over just a tad so I can have some space. Let me see. Miss Molly, you're going to have to scoot on over. There we go. I do have the little laser that I showed you guys yesterday. And so for the laser, I didn't just get it for my sewing machine. I also got it to help with the hooping on the SC 1900. So we tested it out yesterday. It did pretty well. It wasn't too bad. A little bit distracting, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. So works well, but I really want to test it on the hooping and on the embroidery stuff. So I took it down, and I want to be able to test that out and see how that works during the weekend to see if this will help with hooping and whatnot. So let's put this over to the side as well here. Okay, I think we are ready to go. All right, let's go ahead and remove the paper. And the first thing that I want to show you guys, and I'm excited about, okay, this box is gonna have to go down. There we go. So the first thing is the Jolly Bar, and this is the Farmer's Daughter fabric by Riley Blake. Let me scoot this over so you guys could see it better. And I'm excited. This is a new line that has come out. Let me just get this open. And a Jolly Bar, if you guys are not familiar with a Jolly Bar, this is exclusive to the Fat Quarter Shop. It's basically taking a layer cake, which is 10 inches by 10 inches, and cutting it in half, right? So you end up with a 5 by 10 cut right here. And what they have done is they are using this size of a cut of fabric, and they are making all kinds of different patterns that you can make with it. So every Jolly Bar comes with, of course, a little description of the actual Jolly Bar that you purchase, and it comes with a little pattern. So this one's called Square Dance Runner, and this is a table runner that runs about 38.5 by 77.5 inches wide. And let me see if I can get this a little closer. There you go. I think that looks a little better. And so I thought it was a really cute little design, and I love the fabrics that's on here. And this is kind of what it will look like. So I thought that's pretty neat and pretty simple. There are a bunch of just squares going across. So this will be relatively easy to do. And it'll give me an opportunity to just kind of play with these fabrics, which I think are just really beautiful. So let me take a little look here, and we'll see what's included on here. So right off the bat, the top one I think is really beautiful. Let's just kind of skim through to see what we've got. These are some of the reds. And I think I can get a little closer so you guys could see. So this is all Farmer's Daughter. Very cute. Oh my gosh, I love those chickens. Can you see those chickens? You know me and my chickens. I think they are gorgeous.
Chicken.
What's not a chicken? Of course, this one's not a chicken.
No, I play the rooster sound.
Oh. No, that's the rooster. That's really, really pretty. Very, very nice line. I think they did a really good job in putting all of this together. Now, they have the Farmer's Daughter collection. They have a number of patterns that are out there. And I'm going to be doing one of them. But oh my gosh, this collection is just beautiful. And you can see all the colors coming through. Very, very nice. Okay. Oh gosh, there goes those chickens again. Yeah, that's going to be my favorite. All the ones with the chickens are my favorite. You guys know I love my chickens. Yeah. And we're getting towards the end. So that is the collection. Again, it's called Farmer's Daughter. This is just the Jolly Bar. And these, the Jolly Bar is just, you know, it's really neat. I love how it comes with the little patterns. So it's almost like you're getting fabric, but you're also getting the pattern as well. And it really is nice that I know I can just do it with this Jolly Bar and I don't have to go hunting down for more things. They give you all of the fabric requirements and cutting instructions. Of course, you'll need some background fabric, some sashing and some border. So that's kind of a given. But other than that, you have all of the colors that you're going to want from this collection. And I think it's really, really beautiful. I think this is going to make a very nice little table runner here. Okay, so that's one of the ones that I did here. So we'll put that over to the side. Let me just stick this back in here and let's look at and talk about these other ones that we've got. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we have in this box, this came at a request. I don't remember if it was an email or a text or what it was, but someone contacted me and said that they wanted to know if I could do a tutorial on a tote bag that basically uses this 9-inch jelly braid paper. So on here, let me show that over here to you. So this is triangles on a roll. It's a 9-inch jelly braid paper. Oh, I'm sorry. How many pieces are in the bundle for the Farmer's Daughter? I believe it was 42. Yeah, 42 pieces. There's 42 pieces in the Jolly Bar. Just like a layer cake, just cut in half. So here we've got the 9-inch jelly braid paper. Okay, and this is kind of like a paper piecing, and it's a 50 feet roll that they give you, and they give you some instructions, and it's basically going to allow you to make this little design right here. Can you guys see that? I'm trying to get the glare out of the way. There we go. So a tote bag will have this kind of design on it, and you will do it with this little roll. And let me see if I can open it up here, just to give you an idea of what this is. It's basically like paper piecing, where you get the papers, except this one's on a roll, right? So it's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it yet, I've been kind of watching it and been wanting to try it. So this is a perfect opportunity to do that. And it starts off with a little bit of a tape here. So let me try to carefully take this tape out without tearing anything. There we go. Okay. And so when I unroll it here, there you go. You're going to see, can we do the overhead here? Yeah. Mr. H again. Yeah, you guys are keeping them busy. I don't know what it is that you guys do.
Crunchy. They're guessing the hashtag, and Heather put crunchy quirky.
Oh gosh. Oh, you guys are guessing for the anim. Yeah, Mr. H, if you're here for the first time, she has no idea what you're talking about. So Mr. H has a little game going on the side. And if you don't know Mr. H, he's my hubby over here on the side who handles all of the graphics. And he promised to do a little animation every single day. And everyone has to kind of guess.
And it's because of Heather.
And it's because of Heather, yes.
He's the one
that started it all. And so he'll do a little animation for you guys every
This is not the animation of today.
Oh, it's not the animation of today.
That
So
one
what?
is the Save Mr. H.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. So let's get back to quilting, can we? So we've got this paper, and this is, it's like paper piecing. You guys seen me do some paper piecing before. Very, very simple. You can do this with a jelly roll, and you will just lay down fabric 1 and fabric 2. And then you will have to sew right on the lines, okay? And then it's got these perforations right here. And the perforations are just where you can do your cuts, okay? So you can make it as long as you want, whatever it is, depending on your pattern, how long the pattern is telling you it needs to be. But you can basically lay it out here and get them all done on one big piece of paper, or you can cut it up into pieces if you want, right? So it's really, really neat that you can do that on a roll versus having individual pieces of paper that you would have to put together. So I like the concept of it, and we're going to try it out. But I just got the roll today. They've got a free pattern at the Fat Quarter shop where you can download for your tote bag, and I'll give you all of that next week. I do have to kind of print it out and then show you all of that. So Marina, was it you, Marina? I think it was you that asked me about that. I couldn't remember who it was. Was it Marina? Okay, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to use the paper. I'm going to download the pattern over the weekend, have everything ready, and I'll figure out what jelly roll I'm going to use for this. So get yourself ready for that project as well. So this is what we're going to use, and here's the paper. I've never used it on a roll like this. I've done paper piecing before, but never on a roll. So it's going to be interesting to do. It does come with instructions on here, and I think that's pretty cool. I've seen like some videos on it, but I haven't tried it myself. But it does have all the instructions on here on what you need to do for this particular paper. So we'll have a fun just kind of figuring it out together and putting the bag together, and I think it's going to be great. So get ready for this one as well. And again, this is the 9-inch jelly braid paper. And the pattern to do the tote bag is totally free, and it's on the Fat Quarter shop. You just have to download it. So we will try that out. So let me roll this back up so I can put this away. I really don't think I'm going to be able to get it back in that paper. So I'm going to just roll it like this, and then we'll keep the instructions wrapped around it until we can get to this. Well, that's why we have our slap bands, right? You can always put a slap band on it. Grab yourself a bunch of slap bands because you will use them around your craft room. So that was the second item there. The third item is a pattern. It's called Farmyard Friends. Let me take it out of the plastic here. I was so excited when this one came out. I am just loving the characters. Now, they have a quilt kit. If you wanted to get the quilt kit, and the quilt kit, it's like over $300. So I'm gonna try to see if I can use some of the fabrics that I have to kind of pull this together. It's gonna be really tough because this is another Lori Holt quilt, but I think the fabrics are just beautiful on it. So we'll see what I can do to kind of mimic it and get it as close as I can to this. But it's called Farmyard Friends. It's a Lori Holt quilt. I mean, just gorgeous. Gosh, look at this. I mean, that cow is just so, so cute. It's got the little pig, the sheep, and of course, chicken, right? So look at this. I mean, so adorable. And it's got all of these little blocks here that are just gorgeous as well. And then off to the side of it, you've got a really nice design as well too. So really, really gorgeous. It's a pretty large book. So it's got all the colorful illustrations and it tells you all the cutting instructions and everything to it. But right off the bat on the first page, it does recommend foundation paper on here. So you can do it with foundation paper or you can just piece it yourself. Yeah, it is so cute. And then it gives you all the fabric requirements here. You can see the finished size is 68.5 by 81.5. So this is definitely going to go on my bed. I really, really love these colors. I love the collection. And it's just so me. So I just had to get it. And I think the quilt itself is just so, so cute. Now, there's options here when you're looking at this pattern. So there's the option that you can take to use your paper piecing skills. And there's a kit that you can buy with the paper piecing, or you can just piecemeal it yourself and just sew it. So yeah, it is adorable. You want to do this? Yeah, it's Fat Quarter Shop. It's available. Don't we have the links on this one? Yeah, we got the links below. Just go ahead and look at the links and it'll take you right to it. And oh my gosh, this is just oh so cute. And it's really, you know, I was looking at this pattern for a while, and you know, just looking at this off the bat, as with any Lori Holt pattern, you look at it and you see all of this and you think, there's no way I'm going to be able to make that. But trust me, you can. You just have to break it down into small little chunks and you can definitely get this quilt done. And oh my gosh, what a quilt. I mean, I will be so happy just putting this cow together. If I can put that cow together, oh my gosh, it's so, so cute. So this is one that I'm going to be working on. If you guys want to do this with me, you can. I don't know if we'll do every simple section or if I might do it in chunks and just kind of show you my progress as I go along. It'll kind of depend on everyone's take on this and whether or not they wanted me to do certain pieces or not. Maybe if I find some difficult ones or tricky things, I may point things out, things like that, that I can do. But let's get to the next one because there's one more thing, and this is what I mentioned before. If I can pull it out of the box here. This is the last thing that I have in this box. And of course, it is Farmyard Friends. Here it is. Let me just getting this box out of the way. Okay. So it's called again Farmyard Friends, and this is the foundation paper notion set.
Wait, are you gonna open it?
What? Yes, why?
Don't open it.
Don't open it.
No.
He doesn't want me to open it. Well, what am I supposed to do? It's an unboxing. What do you mean, don't open it?
No.
Why are we not opening
No,
this?
we're not going to open it.
Why? What is going on in the chat? What are you guys talking about?
We're not going to open it.
Mr. H doesn't want me to open this, guys. Why? He doesn't want me to open this. Well, I need to show them the foundation paper notion set, so I'm going to have to open it. But this is to be used in conjunction with the pattern itself, okay? So, yeah. What are you guys doing? I don't know what goes on in this chat, but Mr. H has a whole different world going on.
Open it. I was trying to give them a chance. Oh,
Oh, wait, what?
nope.
Hashtag unboxing.
Oh,
What's in the
Man.
box, Heather?
Heather's hacking me.
Heather's
Heather
hacking.
is hacking me. She knows.
Okay, so hashtag what's in the box. I guess Heather got it. And there's your little animation for the day. I think you want to play it one more time. I missed it. Let's do it again. There he is. Oh, he's cute. Yeah, what's in the box? I'll tell you what's in the box. A lot of fun stuff, right? Okay, did you get that out of the way? Are you all good now? He gets all excited about that stuff, let me tell you. Okay, so Farmyard friends, foundation paper notion set. This is the piece, and you can kind of see this when you look at it online as well. There is, you know, the option. So when you turn to that first page, it's got recommended foundation paper, and it gives you all of the papers that you will need. They're very similar to this roll that we looked at a few minutes ago. So this roll is specifically for that tote bag. So this one is separate from here. But the kit itself that's in here will give you all of the foundation paper that you're going to need in order to make this pattern. So you can, if you like foundation paper and you love the accuracy of it and how it really helps you to put every piece in its place, then you're going to want to do that with the foundation paper piecing. But if you're more seasoned and is someone that you just want to go ahead and sew and you don't want to deal with the papers, you can totally do it just following the directions here and just piecing it the way it's telling you to do it. So that's the two little sections here. I decided to go with the route of the foundation paper piecing, so I'm excited about that. So let's see what's included in the little kit. I'm going to open this up here. Or packaging paper. Okay. So we've got the items that are included on here is 1 1/4 inch of half square triangle paper, 4 1/2 inches of half square triangle paper, 1 1/4 by 2 1/2 inches of flying geese quilt block foundation paper. Then you've got 2 1/2 by 5 inches of flying geese quilt block foundation paper. And then you also have a 2 1/2 inch square of the quilt block foundation paper. So if you've done the courthouse steps or the woven star quilt with me, you've known that we have done these papers before. So this is kind of more of the same of that type of a format. And so here's the little book here, and it'll have all of the papers that you're going to need. Let's go over to the desk cam so I can show them that. Okay, so this is the flying geese one, and these are all the papers that you're going to need for that. So they're very small, and it's pretty simple to do, but you can just sew it. If you're very confident on that, you can just sew it. But I find that the paper piecing is just, the accuracy on that is just awesome. And it just makes it a little bit more enjoyable. I don't have to focus so much. I can just do paper piecing and it comes out perfect every single time. So this is that one right here. Then you have an even smaller one. This is the 2 1/2 inch one. Let me scoot that over. And so this one here is just a tiny one here. It's got 42 quilt blocks that you can make with this one. And these are what the papers look like. So again, you'll have your main fabric that you glue down first, and then you'll have 2, 3, 4, and 5, which are the fabrics that you will sew on. And you will do them in that order. You'll follow the numbers to put your pieces down. And at the end, you'll square it off and you'll totally have your perfect little piece blocked right there. Okay, so it makes things really, really easy. I like it because, you know, I do get distracted a lot. And so I get a lot of distractions. And so this really helps me out a lot. And I think things come out really accurate, and I love the way they do come out with the paper piecing. So I'll be using that. Then we have a larger one that's 2.5 inches by 5. And again, this one makes a total of 84 quilt blocks. Let me get these two out of the way. And so this one's a lot larger, and you'll see the larger block here. Same concept, follow the numbers, and you'll be able to do this in no time. And that's what your finished item will look like. And this works perfectly with the pattern, or you can actually use these to make your own type of project here. We have a question from Julie. Is there a link for the tote bag pattern? The tote bag is a free pattern on the Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know if we included that one. I don't think we did. We didn't, but I can get you that. Maybe we can.
I'll make sure it's in the.
Maybe you can put it after. If you go to the Fat Quarter Shop,
What's the name of the?
It's right on the front page when you log in for new things. I'll have to show Mr. H so we can add the link later on. So we'll do that after this video. After this live is over, we'll go ahead and we'll add it. But if you go to the Fat Quarter Shop, and you look up your 9-inch jelly braid paper, it's right next to it. But I'll put the link out so you guys can see it. And that is a free pattern that you can download, okay? And so we're gonna use these foundation papers with the Farmyard Friends quilt pattern. And then it also, in the box, we've got 2 more rolls that came with it. One is a smaller one. It's called Triangles on a Roll, and these are half square triangles. So if you have a project that requires half square triangles and you enjoy the paper piecing method, you can get this roll and you can make all of your half square triangles using the roll if you'd like. It's got the instructions here, so it's basically just laying the fabric down, and it gives you the step-by-step on what needs to be done. This will make 222 squares on here. Marina says, I see people use a light box with paper piecing. Yes. Do you have one of the fancy ones that also has a cutter? Yes, I have the Caterpillar light box, and it is quite large. So when I set it up, it kind of takes up the whole space. So it has to be when I'm doing a paper piecing project. But I do have it on here. I have the light box. It works really well. If you don't, you can always just get a little light and hold it up to the light, and you can kind of see that way. But the light box, if you have it, use it, because it really is a game changer. Yeah, it's like paint by number, only with fabric. Exactly, Karen. That's exactly what it is. And it just makes things so easy. And you can do this with confidence. You just have to sew on the lines, and everything comes out just so perfect. It really does. Let's see. Marina says the tote bag will be my first paper piecing project. Oh, awesome. How exciting. That's awesome. Well, you're going to love it, because paper piecing, I mean, I can show you guys. Let me see if I can just grab my little bag here. I think it is in here. Oh, wait, no, it's in my other bag. So I've got a couple of project bags, right? This is one with a paper piecing project that's kind of in the works. and you'll get to see what the result will look like. So scoot this over just a tad. So I do have some strips here that I'm working on this project with. Let me scoot it over so you guys could see. This is one of them. So this is my little project bag. Once I remove the strips, I've got everything that I need so I can kind of take it with me on the go. So you are going to want to get an 1/4 ruler. This is going to make your life so much easier when you are doing a paper piecing project. The ruler has a little bit of a lip on the edge and will bump up against the paper, allowing you to get the perfect cut every single time. So you're definitely going to want to get one of these. If you don't have one, you can just use a regular ruler, but I highly recommend an 1/4 ruler. It just makes it so much easier. And then I have here, these are some little scraps that I have left over. These are the courthouse steps blocks. I have a bunch of them already made, and I've been slowly making some progress when I get some time. I've done more and more of these woven stars, and you can see a whole bunch of them here. Very scrappy like project. And so we have all of these stars put together, and they go along with the courthouse steps block. And so the two of these combined will make up an entire quilt. And this was another free pattern that you could download from, I believe, from the Fat Quarter shop, if I remember correctly. And again, it's a paper piecing project, and these are the papers. Yeah, this one is called the Star Climber. I have the pattern here. It's called the Star Climber. This was a 2025 scrap quilt that you can make. Let me put it on the desk cam because there's too much of a glare for them to see it. Now, this particular quilt, the picture is not showing any kind of a sashing in between, and you can just put it together like that, or you can add a sashing to it that would make the quilt even bigger. But they have a table topper size and a lap size that you can make of this quilt. And so the paper itself will look like this, and then you do have to do some cutting up and things like that. But this is called the Woven Star. It's the I'm using the 6-inch block one, and then this pattern goes together with the courthouse steps one, which is another 6-inch block foundation paper that you would get. So you need one pad of the courthouse steps and one pad of the Woven Star, and that'll get you going on this particular project. Then you just pick out your background fabric and whatever fabrics you're going to be using, and then you kind of would just start. Other things that you're going to need for foundation paper piecing projects, there's two more things that I would recommend. First thing is a roller. You can pick these up. This just kind of helps to kind of really fold down the pieces. You can do it with your fingernails or your hands, but this one just kind of helps a little bit here. So if you can't get this one, that's fine. You can just use your fingers to kind of fold the fabrics and the paper down, but this does help quite a bit so you don't hurt your hands after doing that repetitive motion for so many times. And the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need some glue sticks. Now, this one is by Quilter Select. There's all kinds of brands that are out there. Some people prefer one over the other. This one's a pretty good one. I've used this several times. There's other ones that are out there as well. But you're going to need a glue stick to help you out to just kind of put in your first piece of fabric as you're working through your paper piecing. Okay, so once you have that, you are all set to go and you can get started on your project. And then all you can do, and this is what I kind of like about the paper piecing, I can set up a little project bag, have everything all put together, and take it on the go with me So when I go to see my mom or anything like that, I can take this project with me and work on it while I am there. So that's something that I like to do. Oh, Sue says you just brought that paper. Yeah, it's a pretty nice pattern. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's, you know, a very pretty quilt, and you know, it just comes out so adorable. So this is a really fun project, and then I can just store everything in one place. I have everything that I need, except for the sewing machine, right? I have that cutter pad. It's handy for a lot of things. Yes. And I'm also going to be working on the legit kit, the little owl. So that's going to be my first legit kit project. And I have already started going through the instructions and separating papers and getting it all organized so that I can kind of do that off and on as we go along. Let's see. Excuse me. Funny how I have all the tools and gadgets for paper piecing, but too scared to try it. Oh, we're going to get rid of that fear. Once you do it, you're just going to love it. You're going to see how easy it is. And you're just going to wonder what took you so long to get started. So one last thing that came into this box, besides the small half square triangle roll here, is we have a larger one. This is triangles on a roll, and this one finishes triangles at 1 1/4 inches. So this is the other roll that you do get on this little quilt kit. So we've got everything that we need, all of the papers and the rolls that you're going to need for that particular project. So everything does come in the kit. I don't remember the pricing. I know it was less than $100, and you'll get everything that you need here for this pattern. So I'm going to be using the foundation paper piecing method for the pieces on this quilt. Not everything is going to be foundation paper piece, because not the entire quilt is done like that, but a majority of the pieces are going to be doing, and all the little tricky pieces are going to be done with that. So you'll get perfect pieces and perfect blocks every time. So that's pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about this. I hope you guys are too. This is going to be a fun project that hopefully you guys can do with me. So go ahead and grab your patterns and grab your foundation paper kits and get them all ready so that we'll be ready to go. On Monday, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the flowering tree block, and then we'll kind of go over it, and I'll let you know what the if there were any tricky parts to it. But we'll go over that. This one's kind of the same of what we've been talking about this week. This was the stitch and flip for the most part, and we've done that with the flower block. So we're just going to repeat that same method using the flowering tree block. So you can get that here. Sue is asking, where did the box come from? I got here late. This is from the Fat Quarter Shop. From the Fat Quarter Shop, and it's called Farmyard Friends Foundation Paper Notion Set. So this box will go with your pattern, and this is the Farmyard Friends pattern by Lori Holt. So really excited about that. Okay. So we've got a lot of things here, and then of course our other side project will be using the Farmer's Daughter collection on this Jolly Bar here to do the little table runner. So lots and lots of projects here going on, all kind of going on at the same time. We're going to do a little bit of each to change them up and move things around so that we're not stuck on the one project. Because I know some people may be interested in one project and some people may be interested in another. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an ability to have different choices and select which ones you would be interested in doing with me, and also give you an opportunity to get a chance to go ahead and order your items and get them shipped over to you so you're ready to go when we are. Okay, so just recap. Monday, we'll be going over the flowering tree block, but I am also going to be doing all of the cuts for the Quilter's Cottage block. Now, the Quilter's Cottage block has a ton of cuts to do. So I'm going to be doing that over the weekend to get myself ready. So lots of cutting that needs to happen, and then we'll just kind of go through and glance through some of the steps in here that I find either maybe a little tricky or things that I think you need to look out for as you are doing the block together. What is the background fabric? Not sure on which one you're talking. If you're talking about this one, the Quilter's Cottage, the background fabric that I am using is this blue here. Okay. I did not use a white for the simple fact that we have a picket fence, a white picket fence, and I didn't want that to kind of, you know, blend in. I wanted it to stand out. So we're using a nice little blue fabric for the background on this one. If you're talking about Farmyard, friends, it's got a gray background, but this is using the collection from the Farmyard Friends. So this is Farmer's Daughter collection, and it's similar to our little Jolly Bar here. It's just that this one's cut up in the Jolly Bar. So they use a little gray. I'm not sure what the gray one is called. I'd have to look it up. But this collection, I can show you what all of the different pieces. We've kind of flipped through them earlier, but you can see all of them here. On the Farmyard, yeah, on the Farmyard. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Oh, background and border. It's called Rustic. It's called Rustic, and you can see that on the back of the pattern right here. It is called Rustic. That is the background and the border. That's the color that they're using. Okay. So you've got all your fabric requirements in the back with all of the cuts and yardage that you're going to need in here. So everything is on that collection. And there is quite a lot on here. Some more than others. You're going to need about 3 yards of that background fabric. So you'll need about 3 yards of that. So I'm going to be mixing things up and seeing where I can use my fabric and where I can kind of just adjust and try to get it similar to what they have here. So we'll see how that comes out, because I really love how it comes out, and I want to make sure that I try to do that. Karen says a lot of projects. You're going to be busy, Nancy. Yes. Yes, lots of projects. And we're going to use multiple projects all kind of at the same time to keep things interesting, right? That fabric color collection is amazing. It is. It really is. I love the colors on here. If you want to get the kit itself for the entire quilt, it's a little over $300 from what I saw on the site. So that's why I'm going to kind of mix it up and try to use some of my own, and we'll see how it comes out. Alrighty, guys, we are at our hour, and that is all I have to show you from our unboxing today. I hope you really enjoyed our little chatter this morning, and I hope you're able to kind of get some of these items and sew along with me next week, because we'll be picking it up again and going ahead and starting some new blocks and getting things done. So thank you guys all again for joining. I really appreciate all of your support. I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic weekend, and get a lot of sewing done. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.